Okay, my one question that kind of expands outward from this movie is this movie, like I said, I thought we were getting a straight like sports movie where it's like, oh, a little nostalgia, little
Right.
like, oh, it's all American.
I thought that Costner was like going to play baseball.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very much not like that.
Not at all.
It's got that magical realism. It takes a lot of left turns. It's somehow both like sentimental but also off the wall.
And also like kind of like nihilistic a little bit. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's weird.
Yeah. So I liked that about it. But I was shocked
Yeah.
when I was watching it.
Yeah.
Just like, wow, this is way different than I thought. Are there any movies that you've seen that are weirder than you expected or maybe just different than you expected?
When you told me this, you said weird. So
I said weird.
I went with movies that are a little bit weird. And I don't really watch trailers. I don't really do much in terms of researching movies before I watch them.
Mm-hmm.
At least like looking at them on screen. Like I'll go to a Wikipedia page and kind of like look at the production or whatever.
Yeah.
I won't read the plot summary, but so some of these you might be like, oh yeah, of course that was like that, but I didn't. The first one I wrote down was Soul.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a movie, a Pixar movie about, this guy who is
Love of music.
loving music, but it took this whole turn into like the afterlife and like
Yeah.
it was weird. And I think that it didn't hit me. I didn't love Soul. And I think it didn't hit me because I was like, this is like so over the top and esoteric that it was too much going on. Like there's a simple story there that I think is a perfect story.
Mm-hmm.
But I think on rewatch I might like it more because I'm ready for it.
Right.
So that was one. One, just a quick one, was Pig,
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage. So if you haven't seen it,
That's a good one.
the story is that Nicolas Cage he like lives in the woods and he has a truffle pig who like finds some truffles and all that, and the pig gets stolen. And so the movie is him trying to find his pig, and like you hear that and you're like, this is like John Wick. Nick Cage is going to go crazy, but it's not. It's a
No.
slower sort of thoughtful
Yeah.
meditation on like mistakes and regrets and all that.
Yeah.
And it's an excellent movie, and it's a top flight Nicolas Cage movie for sure, a performance especially. And I'm a Cage head. So, but yeah, so that's one of them. Get Out, when it came out.
Yeah.
I knew Jordan Peele. I'm a huge Key and Peele fan. Didn't think he had that in him. I thought it was going to be I knew it was going to be a horror movie, but I didn't think it was going to be as subversive and as sort of really thoughtful as it was. But then like I watch something like that, and then I go back and watch Key and Peele, and I'm like, no, this is really smart.
Yeah.
Like the concepts and everything and the punchlines. I just didn't realize,
Mm-hmm.
because I was laughing at the stupid stuff, the stupid Key and Peele jokes. But like Get Out, it was obviously in there. I didn't see it, and
Get Out has, I think, one of the tightest screenplays I've ever
it's
seen.
excellent.
Where every single second is purposeful.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite movies of all
Yeah.
time. And even the title is like, it's
Yeah.
a slang, right? Get Out.
Yeah.
But it's...
Oh, I never thought about that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I literally thought about that a couple days ago. But it's also, the directive.
As it is in the movie.
I love that movie.
Yeah. Spencer,
Oh, yeah, that was wild.
which was about Princess Diana, came out 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Kristen Stewart, awesome movie. It's basically her life in a weekend with
Mhm.
I forget what it was a specific significant weekend. I forget what it was. It was like a Christmas,
Yeah,
or
it was
something
Christmas.
like that,
It was
right? It was holidays.
Christmas holiday.
and it's like kind of trippy and weird, and like I thought it was going to be sort of biopic fare.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a really interestingly shot, and the score. I like the score a lot. I listen to the score sometimes. And it was really about getting into her head, and it was
Mhm.
psychological, which is a super artistic way to go about that story, because you've seen it. You know things don't end up well for her. You don't need to see that. You see a snapshot into that, and I thought that was a really great way of going about it, and I did not expect that.
These are really good answers.
I have a couple more. We've already talked about it. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
Way, way, way more off the wall than I thought it was going to be. Noir, cursing, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. I have one more, and then I have two bad ones.
Okay.
My other good one is After Hours.
Yeah.
So it's Martin Scorsese from 1986 or something, or 85.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit after Taxi Driver, a little bit after Raging Bull. So you're like, he's kind of got he's kind of got a type of movie.
Mm-hmm.
He had just done The King of Comedy, which I haven't seen, and I think it's sort of like a black comedy.
Mm-hmm.
But After Hours is like a small, tiny little movie. There's like 10 people in the cast. It's about a guy who works in an office, and he's just trying to get home at night, and he just keeps getting sidetracked, and like he's in Soho, and like he gets like just misdirected, and it's strange. It's like kind of surrealist, and it's like a rat in a maze kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's like he just can't get home. And there's like the cast is strange for a Scorsese movie. It's Cheech and Chong are in it, Terry Garr, Catherine O'Hara. It's like all these people who are not. And the main guy is the main guy in After Hours. What the hell is his name? He's known for After Hours, I believe. Griffin Dunn.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie is just it's you're used to the big epic scope of Scorsese movies, and this is the total opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was really, really great. And now the two bad ones, Ad Astra,
Oh, I hated that movie.
which I thought was going to be which is another Daddy Issues movie.
Yes, very much so.
I thought that was going to be a good space movie, and it wasn't. I don't really have anything else to say.
Literally, it's just
I thought
Brad
the
Pitt
script
going
was
like,
terrible.
"What is life?
Yeah,
Is it me?
yeah.
Is it you?" I'm like, "Ew."
And there was like a monkey, which was kind of cool in
Yeah,
space.
there was a monkey
but-
in space.
And the other bad one is The Reader.
Oh, that was awful.
Yeah, we've talked about
I
that.
wouldn't
one before.
even say that's weird. I would just say that's not good.
It took a weird turn.
It took a really weird turn. Yeah, that it's offensive. So
Those are my unexpectedly weird movies.
good job. I have two. My one was Adaptation,
I thought about that one too
which like I shouldn't have.
because of Charlie Kaufman.
It's Charlie Kaufman, so
You
I
should
should
have
have known it was weird. But I
And Spike
thought,
Jones was the director.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who? Spike Jones.
No. But I was like, okay, it's Nicolas Cage, who I'm like, oh, National Treasure, and Meryl Streep. So I'm like, okay, it's these like really famous actors who are, prestigious, whatever.
Nicolas Cage is a national treasure.
He is a national treasure. And it was wild. I had to think the whole time.
Yeah, we watched it on the Amtrak on our honeymoon.
We did. And I loved it. But it was way crazier than I thought.
Yeah.
Very meta. And then the other one is Uncut Gems.
Thought about that one too.
Uncut Gems.
Yeah,
What I love about Uncut Gems is many things.
yeah.
I love that it is extremely
Period piece 2012.
that's my favorite thing about it.
Yeah,
My favorite thing about the movie is that it is a period piece for 2012.
And
There's nothing better than that in my life.
well, they did it because they wanted a basketball player. Obviously, they got Kevin Garnett, who was playing for the Celtics at the time, and they were planning the time period based on what basketball player they got.
It's so
like they were thinking
smart.
maybe Amari Stoudemire with the Knicks, and he was like 2009 would have been that time period. So it was like really just whoever they got. If that's what they were gonna do.
There's nothing better than that for me. What I really loved about that too is you didn't know. Okay, so
I didn't remember, but I knew.
right. So Adam Sandler's character Howie makes a bunch of bets on this one playoff game, and so he has to hit all of the things.
Celtics Sixers was it?
Yeah, to win the money, and it's like the whole thing is like he needs to win this money. And what I really loved about it is that like I had no idea who won that game.
I just knew that the Sixers didn't make the
had
finals.
No clue. So you knew who won,
But I didn't know
you didn't know if how it was going to
he
hit
hit
everything.
the points. Yeah,
But you did know that little piece of it.
Yeah.
So like for you, it was a different experience watching than it was for me, who
Yeah.
had no idea who won that game. I just love that. I also love that it's an extremely divisive movie.
yeah,
People hate that movie.
yeah.
I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also love movies that create an emotion in you.
Yeah.
And that was a very
Anxiety.
anxiety inducing movie for 90 minutes.
Successful movie.
I also really like that there are very distinctive side characters that are strange.
Oh my God, yeah.
That there's nothing better.
Wayne
than
Diamond,
that.
the guy, the helicopter guy.
Even
The two brothers.
even what's her name in it?
Julia Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Even Julia Fox, she's such a character.
yeah. Eric Bogosian, the guy, his brother-in-law, who's
it's-
chasing him for the money, is from Interview with the Vampire and Succession.
Idina Menzel trying on like prom
Adele Dazeem, you
outfits from the movie or from her prom back in the day. It's
mean.
wild.
The wickedly talented one and only Adele Dazeem.
It's a wild movie. So probably that one.
Yeah, those
I
are
love
good.
that. Okay. Oh, and do you know what else? It wasn't weirder than I thought, but it was weird. Like I didn't think I would like it. Was A Hidden Life.
Yeah, Terrence Malick.
So we had just watched Tree of Life by him, and that was weirder than I thought.
We got to watch The New World. That's his other like really, really big one.
And I hated Tree of Life, and it was way weirder than
It
I
was
thought.
like the Ad Astra kind
Yeah.
of thing where it was like really
Just
sort
like
of preachy.
people doing little
Yeah.
like asides.
Yeah. It's also one of the most
Strange.
acclaimed movies maybe of all time. We
Yeah.
just happen to not like
Hated it. And so then when I watched A Hidden Life, which is a
Is it a World War II?
it's like a World War II.
I don't remember at this point.
Someone who had to join the Nazi party and he refused.
Yeah, right.
And he lived in this little like beautiful village.
Came out in 2019.
And so it was like, okay, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
And I loved it. So that was surprising to me too. It wasn't weirder than I thought, but it was definitely
Just one that caught you off guard.
Yes.